our year. The end of the year is nigh.
Is nigh?
Is nigh. It's a very old word.
It's an old word that means near.
Yeah.
Right. The end of the year is nigh.
Nigh.
It's like how you hear it sounding in like the Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's N-I-G-H, everyone.
Yeah.
So we got some really great news from our chief producer of Power English.
Is that what CP stands for?
Yeah.
Is chief producer?
You didn't know that?
I didn't know. We have CP, AD, PD. I didn't know.
CP Neem is listening to us right now.
Chief producer
yes,
is the full name. Anyway,
right.
what did our chief producer say?
So she gave me some wonderful news, and that was for the month of October, we had the highest book sales in all of this whole year.
For our show.
For our show.
Wow.
Yeah, not for all of EBS, because we can't compete with the other.
They're just different.
They're just different, right?
It's different.
But for level 3 Power English, because we are so intermediate and advanced, we always have it's always a struggle. And people often just listen to our shows, enjoy listening to our show, and not buying the books. But in October, we had 300 more people buy books.
Oh my gosh.
Which is significant.
Why October?
Well, because soon we'll find out November.
We will find out November very soon. But thank you all so much
for
those of you that have bought the book. And really, that's amazing.
So we have a lot of new listeners to Power English. And I feel like the synergy effect from Evening Special.
Yes.
People who listen to Evening Special are also coming on and listening to Power English. So we really want to welcome you with open arms, as we learned yesterday. And thank you.
Yeah, thank you
means a lot.
So much. Because that is, honestly, maybe the biggest way you can support the show is buying the book.
Absolutely.
Of course, we love that you are just listening, but if you want to go the extra step as a listener, buying the book definitely does help our show.
Absolutely, absolutely. It helps us be here.
Oh, definitely. Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Right. So we can keep this position.
No books, no Kristen or Cameron.
No Cameron.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I got a mini trampoline. I'll send you an article about the benefits. So, rebounder or mini trampoline, and we are going to talk about the benefits. Okay. Here are some expressions that we're going to cover. The first one is toss something aside. TOSS.
This means you're throwing something away, not into the garbage can necessarily, but you're just like, I don't need this anymore.
Yeah.
Throwing it away.
Korean people say toss.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's toss.
Yeah.
Okay. Pull something out.
So to pull something out, maybe it's in your bag, and you are bringing it out to use it.
Okay. And finally, if something goes to waste, go to waste.
Go to waste means you didn't use it. You could have used it, but you didn't, so now you cannot use it anymore.
Okay. All right.
It was wasted.
It's wasted. All right, let's go ahead and listen to our dialogue.
Why did your mother stop using the rebounder?
Her doctor only told her to use it for physical rehabilitation after surgery, so she tossed it aside as soon as she could walk better.
I'll send you an article about the benefits of using a rebounder.
I'll show my mother and see if it'll motivate her to pull it out of the closet.
It would be sad for such an incredible piece of exercise equipment to go to waste.
Especially if it could help her in so many other ways.
Here we go. We're on page 98 of our Power English textbook. It's the Power Dialogue is there. Let's begin. Gia says, why did your mother stop using the rebounder?
So why are they not using the trampoline anymore?
Yeah, why not? And so Howard, what does he say?
Her doctor only told her to use it for physical rehabilitation after surgery, so she tossed it aside as soon as she could walk better.
Okay, so the doctor said only use it for physical rehabilitation. Okay, rehabilitation. Physical rehabilitation. Short, you could say physical rehab.
Or just rehab.
Or rehab.
Yeah.
So what does this mean?
So this physical rehabilitation are the therapies, the exercises that you do after surgery or after you have been injured, you've been hurt in some way, to get your body back to where it needs to be.
Okay. So like if you have knee surgery or hip surgery, any of those surgery, you need physical therapy and physical rehabilitation.
Yeah, you're doing like different stretches and, you know,
and
lifting
you're walking
weights and
lifting
walking
weights.
and doing different movements.
Okay. But what she did was after that, she tossed it aside as soon as she could walk better.
Yeah.
So if you toss something aside, it's kind of like you're not really throwing it away. Could you throw it away?
You could throw it away, but the feeling is more that you're taking it, it's in front of you and you're like, I don't need this anymore. So you throw it to the side of the room.
Ah, I see.
You still own it, maybe. It's still technically in your house, but you'd often probably put it in a place that you don't even see it.
Right. Or it's
not in your way.
Right.
Yeah, it's in your closet. Something like that.
If you toss it aside. So it does really give you that feeling of just kind of like, you know, like just throwing it somewhere. Like you don't care about it anymore.
You know, like whenever a toddler, like they're like 2 or 3 years old, they're playing with a toy and they realize, they're like, I don't need this toy anymore.
I don't like it anymore.
So they just like, bloop, they throw it somewhere. They don't put it back in the toy box.
Right.
They don't put it where it's supposed to go. They just kind of,
toss it aside.
I need a new toy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then Gia says, I'll send you an article about the benefits of using a rebounder. And Howard says,
I'll show my mother and see if it'll motivate her to pull it out of the closet.
Okay. So after hearing that Howard's mother tossed it aside, Gia's going to send more information about the benefits, why it's good for her.
Yes.
And then Howard says, oh, well, maybe I will share it with her, and then she can pull it out of the closet, the rebounder.
So to pull out means to take from the inside out. And it's often an item that you're going to be using. So it is common to see it with the word closet. Pull something out of the closet, like a coat or your luggage. You can also pull something out of a bag, right?
Sure.
So a magician might pull a rabbit out of a hat.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
So this pull out, there's something inside and you are taking it out.
Okay. And Gia says, it would be sad for such an incredible piece of exercise equipment to go to waste. Okay. It would be sad.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we really sad?
Probably not.
Okay.
So here it kind of means like, oh.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's a pity. Or it's even a waste.
Right. It would be sad. And what would be sad?
If the exercise equipment goes to waste.
Okay. So if this equipment goes to waste. If something goes to waste, well, waste. W-A-S-T-E is trash. Yeah.
So here, though, we're talking about a wasted opportunity. So this exercise equipment is useful. It's good to be used because you get a benefit from it, right? So there's something that could be beneficial, but you are not using it. It's just sitting there unused.
Right.
That is why it's going to waste.
Yes, that's
and
right.
there is kind of the feeling that you're not using it, but it could also go bad if you don't do it.
Right.
Right?
Right. It could break down.
Yeah, it could break down. I mean, if it's a exercise equipment, it's metal.
Yeah.
So maybe the metal starts to rust and then it breaks and you can't use it anymore.
You know what's interesting? Mothers, sometimes a lot of the weight gain when their children are young is that, you know, when the kids don't eat their food, you don't want the food to go to waste.
Yes.
So they eat the leftovers.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you can talk about food going to waste, meaning you aren't eating the food. I always think, though, better wasted on the plate than wasted on me. That's my thing. Because there's already too much food, right?
Yeah.
So the too much food, is it going to go in the trash can? Or is it going to go into me? And then I get fat?
Yeah.
And then I have to do more exercise.
That's true.
But that is a common expression. Food going to waste means, I bought too much food. I made too much food, and we couldn't eat it.
Right.
It's such a 좀 아까운 거죠.
That's right. Yeah. And Howard says, especially if it could help her in so many other ways.
Yeah,
Okay.
so this rebounder, even though it's not for physical therapy at this point, physical rehabilitation, it's probably still good to use.
Sure, okay.
So,
All right, let's listen to that dialogue one more time.
Why did your mother stop using the rebounder?
Her doctor only told her to use it for physical rehabilitation after surgery, so she tossed it aside as soon as she could walk better.
I'll send you an article about the benefits of using a rebounder.
I'll show my mother and see if it'll motivate her to pull it out of the closet.
It would be sad for such an incredible piece of exercise equipment to go to waste.
Especially if it could help her in so many other ways.
It's time for Power Note. We're on pages 100 and 101. Okay, toss something aside means to put it aside because you no longer like it. It's no longer useful.
yeah, you're going to put it in a place that's not important because you're like, I'm not going to use this anymore.
Right. What did you do with yesterday's newspaper?
I tossed it aside with the rest of the recycling.
That means throwing it away.
Yeah.
I hope you go to the banquet and don't just toss that invitation aside.
So here you've received an invitation, and maybe you're just ignoring it. You
Right.
got that piece of paper in the mail, and you're like, I'm not going to go to it.
Yeah. Toss it aside.
You know, you can also toss people aside.
Yes, you can. Why would you do that?
Maybe you found someone better. Let's say you're dating, and then you're dating with this person, and then you find someone better.
Oof.
Oh, that person's richer.
Yeah.
Oh, that person has more. Whatever.
Oh, whatever.
So the person you're originally dating, you're like, okay, see ya, bye. 안녕히 gaseyo. You're not throwing them. Obviously, they're persons. So you're not putting them in the trash can. But it's the sense of like, I don't need you anymore. So I'm going to put you aside, throw you away, toss you aside. Yeah.
Right. So depending on the context, it could literally mean throw something away, to discard, right? Get rid of something. But it could also mean to reject something or to just like not be interested in it anymore.
Yeah.
And
or it could also mean you're more powerful. Let's say you have two people fighting, and it's like one really strong person and one weak person, and the strong person just tossed the weak person aside.
Oh.
Like it's just that it's not important to. They're not even a challenge. Just like meh.
Yeah.
You just gotta throw them to the side because
It's true.
they're so insignificant at that point.
Yeah.
There is this feeling that the person or the item that you are tossing aside is like, it's no longer important to me.
Right.
It doesn't matter. I don't care about
It's
it.
so true.
Yeah.
Right. Very good explanation. Okay. Pull something out means to withdraw or remove something.
Yes.
So pull something out of your pocket, your closet. Let's see some examples. I'm going to give away some old clothes.
If you pull mine out of the closet, I'll see if I have anything to give away too.
So pulling things out of your closet, I've done that.
Oh yeah.
I've thrown away a lot of clothes.
Yeah. I usually every season I like try to go through my closet one time and just throw away all the stuff I don't wear anymore.
Recently, I had this trench coat that I've had for a very long time. I loved it. It was like dusty pink. But literally, I've not had the opportunity to wear it for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I just pulled it out of the closet.
Just threw it away or donated it or
tossed it aside. Okay. Pull out the thermometer when it beeps to check the baby's temperature.
So the thermometer is inside the baby. I'm assuming the mouth or the ear.
Or underarm.
Underarm. So it's not literally in the body necessarily, but you are still kind of pulling it out from underneath the arm, right?
To pull something out.
Yeah.
You can pull out your teeth.
Yeah.
Or tooth.
Yeah, when you're young and like your tooth gets loose.
Oh, yeah.
You pop it out.
Yeah, and there's a way that Korean people do it. It's great.
What do they do?
Oh, they put like a thread. And then they bang your forehead. And they yank at the same time. You've never seen it?
No.
It's genius.
Well, what we did.
Oh,
we had a string. So two things.
Okay.
So if you have first. The normal way is like you tie it to a door and you close the door.
Right.
Another thing you can do is if you have if you have stairs in your house, so you have a 2-story house, you can tie your tooth with a string to like a toaster or something heavy and then drop the You stand up on the second floor, you drop the toaster.
Oh my gosh.
And then the tooth comes out with the toaster.
Oh my gosh, but the toaster breaks.
I mean, you put like a mattress or a pillow so that the toaster, something heavy.
Honey, you have to check out the Korean way. It's genius.
You hit them in the head?
You hit them in the forehead like bang, and the kid doesn't realize what's happening.
Yeah.
And then it just comes right out.
You just pull that tooth out.
Pull it out. Okay.
That seems very effective.
It is.
Yeah.
And the kid's like stunned.
Did you do it with your son?
No, he wouldn't let me. He pulled out his own.
Yeah.
I was like that too. I would just like with my tongue work on it, and I would pull out because I couldn't do it.
I would just use floss. I would just floss my teeth until they fell out. Yeah.
Oh, that's a smart idea. Okay, pull out. So now we have many ways
to pull out our teeth.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, go to waste means to be unused or thrown away. Okay, I'm not going to finish my fries. Do you want them?
Yes, please. I hate to see them go to waste.
Yeah. There are many people who do not like to see food go to waste.
Yeah.
And I would say most of the people, the older generation in Korea, because there was a time when there was poverty and food was not everywhere, that they just can't handle that.
Yeah.
German people are that way too.
Yeah, I mean, even in the U.S., the older generations definitely, like when I was growing up, I had to eat everything that was on my plate. I wasn't allowed to throw anything away.
Sure.
But I do think, because now amount of food is not really a problem so much anymore.
No, not so much.
Right?
Yeah.
But I can definitely understand if you've lived through not having enough food, definitely.
Yeah. All of my hard work will go to waste if the project is canceled. Oh, so your work can go to waste.
Yeah. When you worked really hard and then ended up not being needed.
Oh,
what about years can go to waste? Maybe you're dating someone and you think you're going to marry them and then they cheat on you. And you're like, why did I trust them? All those years go to waste.
Yeah.
My youth went to waste.
Yeah.
The time when I was young and beautiful.
Well, this is what happens when people get divorced too. You know, all those years go to waste. Okay. It would be sad, meaning it would be unfortunate. Okay. It would be sad if we never saw each other again.
Here it's probably actually sad. Yeah. It would be sad for her to quit the band over a misunderstanding. Here it's not sad,
That's
more of like,
too bad.
It's a disappointment.
Oh
Man, that stinks.
Right. Power vocab is physical rehabilitation on page 102. Do check out the definition. And when you have time, please stop by Audio Ohakdang. There are so many programs to listen to. I mean, really, it's hard to choose.
Yeah.
Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.